Hello and welcome to This Explainer, where we take expert source material and turn it into a clear, actionable guide to protecting your home from, well, biohazardous plumbing disasters. Now, if you own a home with a basement, you already know that keeping it dry is a huge priority. But what we're looking at today isn't just about a little rainwater trickling in. We are talking about literally one of the most stressful and hazardous situations any homeowner can face.
Just imagine it. You walk downstairs only to discover that your pipes are doing the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do, sending everything right back into your house. It's the ultimate homeowner's nightmare, right? I mean, you expect wastewater to leave your home and never come back. So when that invisible system suddenly fails, the results are immediate, destructive, and just highly unsanitary.
But hey, don't panic. Today, we're establishing a strict emergency protocol. We're going to cover 1. What a backup really means. 2. Your first steps in immediate safety. 3. Why timing is everything. And 4. Preventing the next big mess.
All right, let's jump right into part 1. What a backup really means. Demystifying the diagnosis.
So look, this isn't just a puddle of harmless water. It's a severe biohazard carrying bacteria and pathogens straight into your living space. According to the experts, a backup basically means that the plumbing you expect to drain normally has just completely failed. Somewhere between your home's drains and the municipal sewer or septic system, the flow has actually reversed. And because its wastewater is just teeming with harmful bacteria, your absolute first priority has to be safety and containment.
So what actually triggers this? Well, it's usually a clash between internal failures and crazy external weather events. Surprisingly, nature is a primary culprit here. Thirsty tree roots can literally crush or break into aging pipes just looking for moisture. Other times, it's a mechanical failure, like a blocked vent stack or a backwater valve that just decided to malfunction right when you needed it the most.
Now, it's really vital to distinguish between a simple localized pipe clog and a massive municipal capacity failure. Think of it this way. If you have an interior clog, pressure only builds up when you use your own water. But if a heavy storm completely overwhelms the public sewer, well, that massive volume of city water has nowhere to go but backward, right into connected homes.
Moving on to part 2. First steps and immediate safety. Executing the triage protocol.
Okay, if this water is bubbling up from a toilet or a floor drain, you have to assume it is highly contaminated. That means avoiding touching it and definitely no tracking it upstairs. This is rule number 1, folks. Seriously, do not wade into this water in your socks. You have to treat this as a full-scale contamination event. Containing the footprint of those bacteria is vital to keeping the rest of your home and your family perfectly safe. So here is your strict emergency step-by-step checklist. First things first, halt all water use. No flushing toilets, no running showers or sinks, because you might just be adding to the flood. Second, if the water is creeping anywhere near electrical outlets, your HVAC system or appliances, kill the power at the breaker immediately. Third, check your backwater valve if you can do it safely, just to see if it's stuck open. Fourth, get a licensed plumber on the phone. And finally, step 5, do not forget to document the time and snap some photos. That's going to be incredibly important for your insurance estimates later on. Now, I know your very first instinct is probably going to be to reach for the plunger. But listen to me, don't plunge it. Doing so can actually pressurize raw sewage and make the disaster significantly worse. It's incredibly tempting to treat this like a normal clogged toilet, for sure. But if you're dealing with a mainline clog or pressurized sewage that's already backed up, a plunger is just going to force that contaminated water into places it shouldn't go. It exacerbates the problem exponentially, so just put the plunger down.
Which brings us to part 3, why timing is everything. Understanding the prognosis. We have to move fast because these contaminants spread incredibly quickly. They soak deep into your drywall and insulation, meaning the longer you wait, the harder and way more expensive the remediation gets. Remember, this isn't clean tap water that will just dry out on its own. It carries elements that will permanently ruin carpeting and warp your wood framing. If left unchecked, the moisture and bacteria accelerate harmful mold growth and embed long-lasting, just terrible odors right into the structure of your basement. If raw sewage is involved, you're almost certainly going to need professional cleanup to meet the strict remediation steps required by most home insurers.
You also need to watch out for the red flags that scream urgent action is required. If you experience any of these severe warning signs, you are not dealing with a standard clog, but rather a catastrophic mainline failure. For instance, if you hear this spooky gurgling sound echoing across multiple drains in your house, that means air is trapped because the main line is entirely blocked. Or if you've recently had a plumber out to clear a line but you get repeated backups or foul odors that rapidly return, That is a huge red flag that your pipe might be collapsed or severely compromised.
And please, never hesitate to immediately evacuate and call emergency services if rising water begins interacting with your home's gas or major electrical utilities. This elevates the situation instantly from a messy plumbing disaster to a direct threat to your life. If the water level is rising high enough to reach the pilot light of a gas water heater, a boiler, or your main electrical panel, get out of the house. Your safety is always paramount.
All right, on to part 4. Preventing the next big mess. Future-proofing your home.
Once the immediate danger is handled, proactively working with a plumber completely removes the guesswork. Getting a camera inspection is literally like getting an X-ray for your plumbing. They can spot those thirsty tree roots, check that your vent stacks are functioning properly, and upgrade your backflow prevention devices to block city water from ever entering your home in the first place.
But honestly, you play a massive role in prevention every single day, simply by keeping non-dissolvables out of the pipes. And look, I get it. Pouring hot bacon grease down the sink might save you a few seconds after breakfast, but it is a guaranteed recipe for a plumbing heart attack, building a massive, sticky clog deep in your system. By just adopting good daily habits, scheduling routine checks if you live in an older home, and discussing storm solutions with a pro, you can mitigate the vast majority of these risks before they ever reach your living space.
So take a quick moment today to evaluate your own home's defenses. Do you actually know where your backwater valve is? Do you know exactly which breaker controls your basement power? Applying this emergency protocol today could save you thousands of dollars and immense stress tomorrow. So I want you to look around your basement tonight and ask yourself, if the municipal sewer fails during the next big storm, is your home a fortress, or is it just the path of least resistance?